Betsy.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. First, I wanted to have you thank Bonnie for the prayer meeting that she had, the Zoom meeting this week. It was totally just absolutely awesome.
Oh,
Never felt
cool.
that much anointing during a prayer meeting, so that was really exciting to be a part of. Um,
That was
I
Donna?
Bonnie, I think it was Bonnie.
Was that Sim 1?
Someone from Sim. She organized it. I wasn't familiar with her, but somehow I got on the invite, so it was really cool.
Okay, cool.
Um, So I have a really short one. I wanted to do a long one about the First Lady, but it's really long. So I'm going to do a super short one instead.
Yeah, send us
Um,
that one, though. We'd love to take a look at it.
I actually did send it in, and they said they were going to send it on, but I don't know what's happened with that one.
Okay.
Um, okay,
We're
so
probably in the
this
process
one,
of taking a look at it then.
yeah.
Okay.
I was in an old hotel like building,
Hmm.
and I was walking along a long table of goodies like hors d'oeuvres and cookies and things like that. They were set out like it was a fundraiser. I was with a couple of people, but I don't know who they were. There was a stairs, and the manager was taking or directing us to go up the stairs. The stairs were very narrow, and the left side was totally open, did not have a railing. As I went up, I was clinging to the railing on the right side. I had my arms wrapped around it, and I never let it go as I went up, even though it didn't appear that the stairs were dangerous. And then I kind of went forward in time because now I was coming back to that building later, and there had been a fire. And we went inside and were looking at the damage. And that was the end of the dream.
So you're in an old hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with anybody you recognize?
No.
Okay, you're going up the stairs by yourself or with a group of people?
With a group of people.
Okay, so if you don't recognize them, it means the group is not necessarily important. It's interesting how God paints. Sometimes the edges are blurred or gray, or that's because those details aren't important, but then you'll see a guy in pink Bermuda shorts and a blue tank top walk in, and it's like, okay, well, that guy's highlighted.
That's memorable.
That's memorable. So you're walking upstairs, and you said they're pretty steep stairs?
They're very narrow stairs.
Is that what you said?
And the left side was open without a railing. So it was like open air. You could like fall off of it.
Okay. So the left was open, the right had the railing.
Right.
And so you were holding on to the railing on the right.
Yeah,
and then,
I actually had my arms wrapped totally around it.
Okay, interesting. And then what happened after that?
And then, so we were going up the stairs, and I remember thinking that they didn't look that dangerous. I was surprised that I was wrapping my arms around the railing. And then it kind of fast forwarded into the future where I was coming back to the building, and there had been a fire. And once again, I don't know who the we were, we went inside to look at the damage.
Wow. I hear we the people. And the idea of the left having absolutely no limitations, no boundaries, no levels that they won't sink to is a political allegory. The idea of the right having something firm, some level of guidance, morality, something there to hold on to. I think that that's happening right now in America today, that there's a lot of people that are feeling like the left is completely unhinged, and with great reason. We all know the reasons. There's multiple issues, multiple things. There's seems no new low and no new level of hypocrisy that they won't dip to. And it's frankly scary because, you want to follow that to the nth degree. When they said things like, oh, well, love is love, and it's just two people, and blah, blah, blah. Now they have drag queen story hour. No, it's not about two people. It's not about being left alone. It's about wanting to indoctrinate children. It's about wanting to give kids sex changes without parental consent while they're in school. It's about way, 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 way beyond everything that they said, which we knew from the beginning, and we knew they were lying, and they continue to lie. And this is in every single issue. You can look at anything we're dealing with in America today where they said, oh, no, it's just, flatten the curve, 2 weeks, every single time that we've given up any level of power or consent, they don't stop there. They always continue to push. And then it is a bloodthirsty fight to try to get any semblance of order back into our kids' lives, our schools, our work life, anything at all. But the second part's a little concerning, because the second part is the idea of a coming purge, the idea of a fire, the idea of a house that's burning, right? The idea that, in the days of Abraham Lincoln, I forget who it was, man, I should know this quote, but they talked about when they passed, I think it was the Compromise of 1850. They were like, okay, we've dealt with the idea of free states and slave states and bringing California, Indian, and Utah, New Mexico, and all these things. And what they did is they had this compromise where they said there's going to be a stalemate on entering free states or slave states into the Union. And what they really did is they punted the issue for another 10 years. And then the Civil War started. But there were people during that time that thought, I forget, I think it was Abraham Lincoln. Somebody had a quote of, oh, no, we have, I think it was a wolf. We have a wolf by the ear, and we don't dare embrace him, but we're also afraid to let him go, because destruction's going to happen either way. And that's what I see the fire as. I believe, and I'm not prophesying over the country, I believe in terms of prophetic observation that we're in a place that is completely and entirely unsustainable. We cannot continue to censor people, to lie to the American people, to force tyranny on people, children, in all kinds of different. This isn't one issue. This is multiple issues, and think that it's going to continue to be okay. At some point, there's a cleansing, and the cleansing is represented by the fire. And once the fire happens, then there's a return back to it. And what were you looking for when you went back after the fire? You were just kind of examining.
We went inside the building looking at the damage.
Yeah. So that's the idea of the verse in Isaiah came to me recently where it talks about they will restore the ancient ruins and the age-old foundations. And that's the idea of after a level of destruction. That's not the idea of, well, we've kind of lost track of our founding fathers. Mm-hmm. No, it's like Jerusalem was burned to the ground. Mm-hmm. They left no stone unturned. They decimated the wall. They destroyed the temple. Nobody lived inside the city. It was uninhabited. Then Ezra came back. Then Nehemiah came back. They started doing work on the temple. Nehemiah rebuilt the wall, but nobody lived in the city still. And then city transformation happened. Revival broke out. And then they restored the streets with dwellings, and Jerusalem was rebuilt. But yeah, that's what it is. We have a wolf by the ear. We can neither hold him nor safely let him go. That's where we're at right now. And so what people want to do is they want to hold on to the status quo and to the level of structure that they enjoy from one party, which is only about what they want us to believe is half of the nation. I think it's way more than half of the nation. But we have this other side that's total socialism, communism, fascism, tyranny, and they just don't seem to care to push this demonic fueled agenda completely out to the public without any idea of the consequences at all. And there are most, I believe, by the people I talk to today, there are most Americans that want a level of normalcy, a level of structure, a level of morality. They don't want a free-for-all in this country, and we want to have something that we can be able to hold on to, because in order to have freedom, there needs to be boundaries. you know. And so I believe what God is showing you is he's showing you the condition of America. And at some point, we continue to hold on to, and of course the railing too can also represent the idea of wood, tree, the cross, you know, holding on to the guiding, you know, force that keeps us steady and on a path moving upwards. But I think it's without times, dates, locations, without any level of specificity. There's just an idea that there's a coming cleansing or fire, if you will. And fire can also represent not literally, but obviously like a fire of difficulty. So, a very serious dream. But it's a dream, I think, particularly when put with other dreams that will talk about the state of the nation.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thanks for sharing, Betsy.